Hey Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on two wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic Em Bears.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Sic Em Podcast presented by Harley-Davidson of Waco. Hey, glad you're with us this week. We're going to check in with Baylor Women's Basketball. Welcome to Waco. Welcome to Baylor Women's Basketball. Taliah Scott.
Thank you.
Welcome to Waco.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, too.
Well, appreciate you being on with us. This is great. Transfer to Baylor from Auburn, then Arkansas before that. How has the move and the transition gone for you so far?
Oh, yeah. The transition has been real smooth. I've been here the whole summer. We got here in May. So we've been working out May, June, July. And it's been fun, just being able to be around the team, getting able to get to know them, getting able to know the coaches, figure out Nikki's playing style, figure out what she wants from, especially her guard since I play guard. It's been fun, just learning, everybody learn the system and then just being in the gym.
Good. What is summer like? I think folks may not have an idea of how much work y'all do in the summer.
Yes, our summers be busy. We do conditioning at least twice a week. We'll lift 4 times a week, and then we'll split between individuals for an hour, so one-on-one with your coaches, and mix between team practices, so the whole team, and then small groups, so like 3, 4, 5 people in a group. But we go every day. We have the weekends off, but you go Monday through Friday, and you're always doing something. Like, I don't think people understand, like, you are always doing something. Like, we're just not up here for fun. We're up here to work.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I know a little bit of how hard you work, and I know how much time you put in. Mm-hmm. So I don't think people in the off season think about how important that is also.
Yeah, the off season is extremely important, especially like now when you have transfers, right? You have transfers and you have freshmen. So now you have a whole lot of different people learn the system, especially with the amount of turnover that goes on in college sports. And so the off season, that's where you're going to learn your systems. You're going to learn your new teammates. You're going to learn what the coaches want from you. And if your role is changing, you learn your new role that you're being given. So the off season is the place where you're working on your stuff and you're kind of perfecting your stuff before we get going in the season.
So new to Waco, end of May, you came here. You have a little bit of off time. What have you discovered about Waco that maybe you didn't know beforehand?
Yeah, I think a lot of people say like Waco doesn't really have that much to do and stuff, but me and my teammates, we found like a lot of stuff to do. Like we went to Top Golf,
Nice.
Like we went to Main Event. They have an escape room. Like there's so much to do. Like I actually didn't realize how much there was to do. Then they have some really good food places here too. Like King's Wings is amazing. Like I go there like at least 3 times a week. And so I think that's like a misconception that Waco doesn't have anything. Waco has a lot to do.
Nice, very good. Shout out King's Wings.
Yeah,
right?
Shout out King's Wings. Love y'all loaded fries.
There you go. You're from Florida originally, Orange Park, Florida, which you tell me it was right outside Jacksonville.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you grow up in Florida? Did you live there growing up?
So yeah, I grew up in Florida my whole life. I was born in Jacksonville, born and raised. Parents moved from New Jersey. So I've lived there my whole life. I went to elementary, middle, high school. I played on an AU circuit out of Florida. So, born and raised, love Florida, Florida.
Sound like you had a great high school career. I mean, McDonald's All-American, Gatorade Girls Basketball Player of the Year in the state of Florida. I mean, you had a great high school career.
Oh, yeah. High school was fun, man. High school was fun, especially my last 2 years. I loved that high school team that I was on. I love my coach that we had. We just had a lot of fun, I think high school, especially like during the season, it's just about, having fun and just going out there and you're playing with like your best friends. Like you go to school with them, you literally spend 8 hours with them and then you practice with them. Right. So it was just about, going out there and having fun. And so high school for me, being able to get those honors, it was like amazing. Like McDonald's, like I cried whenever I was announced as a All-American. And so high school, it was a great time for me. Like like people say they don't like high school. I loved high school.
That's great. You led the state of Florida in scoring one year?
Yes, sir. I did my
amazing.
senior year.
Your senior year?
Yes, my senior year. I did.
And the school, what was the school again?
St. John's Country Day.
Yeah, what was that like?
That was good. It was a small private school, mostly academic type school and stuff. And so it was like, I think my graduating class was like 60 people. Like it was really, really small. And so, but we would travel around Florida. We played teams like down in Bradenton, like Miami, Tampa area. But the school in general, like it was nice. Like I met some really good people there, had some really good teachers there. And so I have nothing to complain about there.
Good. You hadn't been gone from high school that long, but you've had some experiences, life experiences since then. What would Taliah Scott today tell the Taliah Scott back in high school?
I would say just stay focused on your craft, right? And don't worry about like all the social stuff. Worry about doing what you have to do for your sport. Because it's gonna pay off. Like I know back then I was like, dang, like I do want to, go out, or like I do want to like go to the movies with my friends and stuff. But like I was like, no, I need to like work out and stuff. And so just telling her like keep doing that because it pays off. Like you'll get to a great school. You're at a Big 12 school now. Like it's just keep working, keep your head down, keep working.
Nice, that's good advice. Tell us about your family. You got brothers and sisters?
I do. I have a brother. One brother, he's 16. His name is Jamal.
Okay.
And so he plays basketball too. He goes to a school up in South Carolina. And then I have a dog.
Okay.
I have a dog. It's a girl. But the name is Khalil. But because I thought it was a boy at first because I asked for the boy, but I got the girl. So But we're not gonna talk about that.
It's Khalil.
Yes, Khalil, and she's a pit. Love her. That's like my child. Like I love her. And so,
is she here in Waco with you?
She is here in Waco with me. So I see her every day. Best part of my day is when I go home and she just comes running up to me, jumping on me and stuff. But yeah, my mom, she's a financial analyst. My dad is a high school teacher at a high school up in Florida. And so, education is really, really important to us. And basketball has found its way into our life too.
Yeah, very cool. So it sounds like you're about, 4 or 5 years older than your brother?
Yes, 4 years older than
right?
my brother.
All right, y'all hoop against each other? And how's that go? Who wins those battles?
We used to when we were younger a lot, but now we can't do it as much because it gets a little too intense. Yeah, it gets a lot intense and people don't like to lose. But when we were younger, we used to play against each other like all the time, a lot. We used to be on like some of the same teams like rec around. He used to play up and stuff. And so yeah, basketball, like my dad played D1 basketball too, so he played at UNF. So it's really just been like we literally grew up like playing basketball basically. Like at first I was a gymnast, and then when I was 9 I started playing basketball, but it's like been in our family. And so even like against my dad, like we'll have shooting competitions and stuff because he claims he's the best shooter in the family, but I personally don't believe that. So yeah, we'll play like horse, like sometimes depending on how we feel, like a 21 game here and there, but yeah.
I was going to ask you any other sports growing up. You said gymnastics. Yeah,
gymnastics. I was a little gymnast. I was going to be the next Simone Biles. People don't believe me when I say that, but I was going to be the next Simone Biles before I switched. But yeah, I did gymnastics for about 4 years, probably 4 or 5 years. And then I switched to basketball, and I did track for a year, but it didn't last very long.
You talk about intense. Gymnastics is intense, and right?
Gymnastics is very intense. And then I think when I was younger, like I didn't realize how strong you have to be to do gymnastics. Right. So they were having us do a whole bunch of cork, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I just want to flip. I just want to go out here and flip on a trampoline and stuff. But I should have kept with that core work then, because when I got to basketball, we literally had to do the same thing. So, but I'm happy I switched though.
All right. So your dad played at UNF.
Yes.
Do you know the name Matthew Driscoll? Coach Matthew Driscoll?
Yeah, he coaches there right now.
Well, he just left.
Or he just left?
He just left, but he was there for a long time. And he was an assistant here before he went to UNF.
Oh, I did not know that.
How about that?
That's crazy. Yeah. Look, connection. It was just meant to be.
That's a great connection. He's at Kansas State now.
Okay.
But was at UNF for a long time, and he was part of Coach Drew's original staff here.
Oh, wow.
And was here for a long time, helped build the program, and then got the head coaching job there.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, there you go. Coach Driscoll. Good connection.
Yes.
So out of high school, you end up signing with Arkansas. What was the recruiting process for you? Miss Basketball in the state of Florida. What was recruiting like?
Recruiting, it was crazy. Like I remember having like 4 or 5 calls with coaches like a day. I'm going on a whole bunch of visits and stuff. But I actually committed early because recruiting, like it was fun, but it was overwhelming. So I was like, I'm trying to find my school and let's just get it over with. But recruiting was fun. Like I went on a few visits before I ended up committing to Arkansas at the beginning of my junior year. But I I love recruiting besides the talking all the time on the phone, like the mail, like the letters, the visits. That was fun. It was just the talking on the phone a whole lot. But I ended up going to Arkansas and, you know.
Yeah. And a great start to your freshman year. 29 points in your first game?
Yes, sir.
Man, welcome to college. That's pretty good.
That was great. That was funny because I think a few days before, it was South Carolina and Notre Dame had played in Paris, where we're going this year.
Oh, yeah.
They had played in Paris, and so I remember seeing like Hannah and Malaysia, like they were going crazy. I was like, dang, it's freshmen going crazy. Like, man, I need to be named. Like, I'm a freshman too. Like, if they're doing it, I can do it. And so that first game, I was like, wow, like I actually kind of did it. Like, and so that was probably one of my favorite games of the year, just because it was my first game, and I was like, wow, like maybe I am good enough to be here.
I would say so. Yeah, exactly. And you had a 34-point game in there, a career high.
Yes, I did. I think that was versus Arkansas State.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything was just going. I was just having a good day that day, and so my teammates, hyping me up. That was fun.
Great year at Arkansas. You led the team in scoring, 22 points a game, and in minutes, 36 and a half minutes per game. I mean, for a freshman to come in and do that well, that was a great year.
Yeah, and I contributed all to my work. I think a lot of people just see the end result. They just see, me on the court, whatever, scoring points and stuff. But I don't think people realize how much effort and time and sacrifice I had to make to be able to do that. Like, the only reason I was able to do that was by the grace of God, and by all the work that I put in, all the sacrifices I made to be able to, work out, get stronger, get my body right. Because when I came out as a freshman, I was little. And so being able to get in the weight room, put on some weight, and then being able to translate workouts to games was the big thing for me and why I was so successful.
Gotcha. So great freshman year. You end up transferring to Auburn. And I think you may have had an injury the end of your freshman year, right?
It was in the summer. Yeah, I got an injury in the summer.
Gotcha.
Auburn.
And you go to Auburn, and unfortunately you have an injury there pretty quick.
Yeah, so last year was a hard year for me just because I had never sat out before. Like, that was the first time I've sat out for an entire year, basically. And so I had surgery on my wrist in August before the season even started. And so just being able to try and take on a different role. So instead of my role being bring production on the court, it's now as a motivator. It's now as being a great, outstanding teammate, and made me really, love and emphasize how important it is to be a good teammate, even if you're not playing, right? And so being able to see the game through that lens and being able to more so be a motivator and keep people on track, it was an experience for me, and I feel like I learned a lot from that last year. And so I feel like that's something that I'm being able to bring here with me. Like, okay, even though now you're going to be playing this year, you still got to be still got to be a great team. You still have to be doing all the little things. Like, you can't take away from that, and that's really important. I feel like I saw how, if you're doing that and if you're being that, how it helps the team, even when you're not playing.
Wow. Good lesson, even despite the injury. And it's probably something that'll, stick with you the rest of your playing career.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm telling you, I really did not realize how much bench energy contributes to, helping win games, helping keeping people okay, yeah, we might be down right now, but we're about to go on a run because we believe it on the bench and we're cheering yeah, we're about to go on a run and stuff. And so that's really important, especially to bring that to a winning culture. You need energy to win.
Was it tough to have to sit out?
It was really tough. Again, that was the only time I've sat out, really since I've started playing. Yeah. And so that was hard, watching the games from the side, especially at the beginning of the season. It was hard, but I had my teammates keep me ground, no, you're gonna get healthy, we're gonna need you when you get healthy, all that stuff. Even though I wasn't coming back, they're we're still gonna need you, even though you're not playing, we still need you and stuff. And so having my coaches and my teammates to rely on and lean on, that helped me a lot get through it. But that was one of the most mentally draining years, just because I can't play in basketball. It's I've been doing basketball my whole life.
I bet that was tough.
Yes.
So you only played 3 games last year, and then the injury kept you out the rest. But I think you made the most of those 3 games, right?
Yes,
those are 3 pretty good games.
They were 3 really good
So
games.
one of them you had a school record 8 made 3-pointers.
Yes.
And another game you had 7 made 3-pointers. I don't know what you did the third game, but those are pretty good games to only play in 3 games.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was working like so hard to get back, and I was putting it, like, I was working out so much, like 2 times a day. I was like, okay, like, if the doctor says I can play, okay, let me make sure that I'm ready to go as soon as I step on the court. So let me make sure I have I'm doing all the preparation, I'm doing all the little things, everything I can control, make sure I'm doing that. So when I stepped on the court, I was able to produce like I did.
Sounds like
I was
it.
able.
That's pretty cool. Okay, here's trivia for you. You know what the Baylor school record is for made 3s in a game?
Is it like 10?
Close. 14. 14. Juicy Landrum has the record.
Okay.
And I'll never forget it because we did the game on TV. She was from here, a local school.
Okay.
And 14 threes, 42 points in a game, all on made 3-pointers. Pretty amazing, huh?
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. I need to try to beat that.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna try.
there's a target for you.
Yeah, there's a target for me. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try. That's
within the framework of what the coaches want you to do. Sure. Well, is that sort of your game? How would you describe your style of play?
I feel like, especially offensively, I feel like I'm a complete package. I feel like I can score in a variety of ways at all 3 levels, layups, mid-range threes. I feel like I can create for myself. I can create for teammates. I feel like that I'm really versatile. I can play the 1, I can play the 2. Just a combo guard, right? That's able to do everything. I shoot the ball. That's kind of what I do. I try to model my game like after like a Curry, Damian Lillard type. And then defensively, like I'm gonna be the one to step in and take like those charges. I'm gonna dive on the floor, out there defending the real little guards, because I'm a little guard too, but the real little guards.
Right.
But yeah, just bringing like an energy and a toughness on the defensive end too. And so a complete player and a great teammate.
Yeah, very good. That's a great addition to this program. How would you feel like, with the newcomers and the returning players, good group of returning players here too. How do you feel like that chemistry is going right now? Yeah,
I feel like we've really clicked, especially on the court. I feel like we have really clicked. Bringing back the returners in Bugs, Kyla, and Bella, like those are some experience. That's knowledge. That's being in Nikki's system for 4 years, knowing exactly what she wants and being able to communicate that to especially us newcomers, since, we're new to the program, we're new to what she's trying to do. So having that veteran experience is amazing. And then also the new people that we brought in, like Ella, pass first point guard, throws the most amazing dimes I've ever seen in my life whenever we play. Kira, like a hustle player, you'd think can shoot the ball great. And so being able to bring in just a whole bunch of different pieces, I feel like we've really clicked, and I feel like we are good at and deep at every position that we have. And then off the court, these are some of the funniest people I've met. I have no complaints about anybody. We've been doing a whole lot of team bonding off the court. And so being able to see them and I feel like it's really important off the court team bonding, because you see people in a humanized form. It's not just, on the court basketball player, this is what you bring, but being able to see their personality off the court and seeing how funny, what they love, what they don't like, stuff like that. It just brings a team close. And I feel like we've done a whole lot of that this summer, that we're really, really tight right now.
Wow. That sounds great. That sounds like great year ahead for Baylor women's basketball.
Yes.
So Coach Colin, the head coach, you come here, you get to know her a little bit, and oh, by the way, there's a familiar face on the coaching staff, right?
Yes.
In Johnny Harris.
Yes, sir. First, and speaking on Coach Nikki, she's one of the most genuine people I've ever met. She's really cool. She's funny. She has a great personality. It's not just strict basketball, but, she loves to just talk to us, about us and about what we have going on and stuff. You're being able to create a connection with her that's not just basketball related. And then come here with Coach Jay. I was with her at Auburn, build a connection during recruiting since I was a freshman in high school. So I've known her for a while. And so being able to see her and we know each other, we have that connection. I know you know me, you know everything about me, you know my everything. And so being able to see her, it's okay, I feel real comfortable here.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You come away to a new school, and there's somebody that knows you that well.
Exactly.
That's great. And Yuting also was at Auburn and now's here at Baylor.
Yeah, so having Yuting is really funny. She's a really funny person. Great personality. She's a character. Everybody loves her. She's a team favorite. And so just being able to come with her, like, again, like someone that I knew, like we were at Auburn I think she got there in January, so we were at Auburn for a semester together. And so being able to know her and then coming with her and, experiencing this together, like we really are experiencing this together. Like we really basically just went through the same stuff. And so that's been good too, like someone to lean on again, like how Coach Jay is.
Good. You mentioned it earlier, but season opener, pretty cool trip going to Paris, France to play in the season opener.
Yes, I am excited. I've wanted to go to Paris. Like I've heard people talk about, like people had their international trips there a couple years ago. So I'm excited to go to Paris, and I'm excited to play Duke. Like that's a great game to start off with, to really see where we are, right? And be tested straight out the gate. And so I'm really excited to be able to see how we perform and, on a national stage, right? There's not a bigger stage in it. I think it's the first game of the year, like for everybody. Yeah. So I'm ready to play them. I'm ready. They're going to get the best out of us.
Pretty cool. That'll be a great trip. All right. Well, we're excited for the season for you. We're excited to have you here. And you've got a great personality. I can tell that. And you're giving everybody else credit for their personality, but you are a personality plus. And you know who you remind me of, and you won't know her, but our viewers and our listeners will remember Dee Dee Richards, who played here.
Okay. She in the league.
Dee Dee,
she wasn't in the league.
She was. Yeah, I'm not sure if she still is. But Dee Dee was just infectious personality, and she had hair kind of like yours. I mean, she'd wear them up. Well, she'd wear up like this, whatever that's called. But all very, very chatty also, and I think you're pretty chatty.
Yes, sir.
But that's a compliment to compare you to Dee Dee. You just sort of remind me of her.
Thank you.
And I hope your career ends up half as good as hers. She was great, and you're well on your way.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Glad to have you here at Baylor. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Very cool. Taliah Scott with Baylor Women's Basketball. She's our guest on this week's Sic Em Podcast, presented by Harley-Davidson of Waco.